What's up, guys? So today I just want to jump on here and make another video talking about two very important Sword and Shield booster boxes and sets in general, Evolving Skies and Fusion Strike. Now, quick reminder of what the sets look like. Evolving Skies, you have the Moonbryon, you have the Rayquaza, Leafeon, Glaceon, basically all the evolutions, Dragonite, very deep set, awesome to look at, beautiful cards. Then on the flip side for Fusion Strike, you have the Gengar, you have the Espeon, you have the Muse, you have Celebi V, Full Art, a few other cards down there, but nothing super major. But that's kind of the idea of what the sets look like. Now, the reason I want to make this video and why it's titled something along the lines of "This is healthy for these booster boxes" or "This is a good thing," something like that. Both these boxes have been on huge moves, as you can see. Now, Fusion Strikes has been more parabolic, I would say, in comparison to Evolving Skies, which has been a bit more linear, but definitely quite a large move over the last few months. And I just want to talk about why. If you look at the 1 month graphs, as you can see, they both started to taper off, and I think this is actually a very good thing. Now, why do I think this is a good thing? Well, the first one is we're not in 2021 anymore, right? Where everything's going to the moon. So if things are trying to 3-4x overnight, or if, people are trying to pump and dump certain stock, it really stresses me out to see that sort of thing, because I want to be in a market where products, where singles, but mainly, I deal with sealed product, mainly sealed product, I would like to see move at a rate that is steady and has, obviously I want solid growth, but I don't want to see a 60-70% move over the course of a couple months. To me, this just isn't healthy growth. I also think it sets a bad precedent for a lot of people getting into the hobby. If they're buying in on this trend thinking it's the next Bitcoin or something, they buy up here at 200, 220, they get stuck with all their boxes that aren't moving. It's not a healthy thing for the hobby. And then on top of that, when we do see moves like this, it's just not sustainable. So to me, I am very happy to see that these boxes are slowing down. And this is coming from someone who owns 28 Fusion Strike booster boxes. I'm happy that they're not $300 yet or $400, because they haven't earned that level of value, in my opinion. So another thing I want to touch on is there are a lot of people basically saying that Evolving Skies is going to be $1,000 by the end of the year. People saying Fusion Strike is going to be $300-$400. People are really setting unrealistic expectations for what their sealed products should be doing. I've said multiple times on this channel, and I'll say it again. I'm happy with outpacing the S&P. If I'm in this product and I'm making enough money to the point where, I'll be making at least more, where it's like, if I put all this time and effort into investing, doing the research, if I'm making a substantial enough return, which for me, that'll be different from a lot of other people, but if I'm making a substantial amount more than I would just putting it into the S&P, it's worth my time to invest into Pokemon. And for that to happen, I don't need to be making 50-60% a year on my investments, right? The S&P, I believe, doubles every 7-8 years, something like that. So if your investments in Pokemon cards are doubling every, say, 4 years or 5 years, that is awesome, right? If you're buying Paldea Evolved now at $100, and in 5 to 10 years, or in 5 years, it's, $200, and in 10 years, it's 400 or 500, like, that's great. You're going to be outpacing what you could with modern investments. And for me, if I'm investing in something that is as fun as Pokemon, and I can talk about it on the internet, and I can enjoy looking at the product, and if everything goes to zero, I still have all this physical, inventory that will mean something to me sentimentally, because it's something I grew up with. It's a franchise and an IP that I love. That's just a cherry on top, right? So the point I'm trying to make in this video is people need to have realistic expectations of where things are going. It's a good thing that things are slowing down on certain sets. That means that, because, let's be realistic. If this was, because a lot of people talk about this, they say that it's just being manipulated, that's why it's heading up. If this was really being manipulated, do you think it would stop at 230? Do you think these people buying all these boxes would just suddenly stop buying boxes, or they'd start selling them off? And hypothetically, maybe I'm just wrong on this, but if I thought someone was pumping something, surely they'd try and pump it more than 50 to 60%, because I mean, after selling fees or once you get rid of your product, is it really going to be worth it to put that much investment into something to try and move it just to make 30 or 40%? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Again, and then also like, you know, people talking about Evolving Skies being $1,000 a box. Like, a lot of people just say this on YouTube, and it actually just pisses me off. Like, you have no logical reasoning as to why you think this box is going to be $1,000. And I've said that I think Evolving Skies will be $1,000 in the future. I think it could potentially even be $10,000 in the future, way down the line. But to just think that the box is going to double in a 12-month period or whatever, I mean, Sun and Moon didn't even do that. You know, I think if you look at most Sun and Moon boxes, oh, and I mean, you can point to Team Up and say that's the exception, so that's going to happen to Evolving Skies, but I don't think the rationale is very strong there. So again, even if you just look at all Sun and Moon, I believe it was 61% they moved in 2023. So, you know, just to say that a box is going to move, what, you know, more than double, because Evolving Skies was 450 or something, or 400 at the start of the year. So just to say that it's going to be moving, you know, over 100% in a year is just, I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way when people are just throwing out random numbers. And you know, obviously, I'm not a financial expert. I wouldn't even say I'm an expert in Pokemon, because I don't believe that. I'm just a random guy on the internet talking about what I own and my positions and where I think things are going to go. But that's kind of why I stay away from putting very strict price targets on things, because I just think unless I have very rational reasoning as to why I think that's going to happen, I'm not going to say with any sort of certainty that that will happen. Like, people are saying it's going to be $1,000 a box. That's a lot different than saying I think it could reach $1,000 a box, you know, over a certain period of time. But that's just me ranting. People need to set realistic expectations for their investments. Have fun with the investments. You know, not everything needs to double, triple overnight for you to be successful. Again, like I said, the S&P doubles every 7-8 years. So if you do that with Pokemon every 4 or 5, or even quicker than that, you know, if it happens in 3 to 4, awesome. Like, that's great, right? Even after selling fees, you're going to be coming out way ahead. You're going to have probably a lot more fun in this hobby. That's why most of us are in it, because we enjoy it. If we didn't enjoy it, we'd just be, you know, clicking digits on the computer and investing in the S&P and VOO and stuff like that, SPY. So, you know, it is what it is, guys. I think this is a really healthy thing. I'll be really glad to see if this continues and it kind of just stagnates for 6 months or whatever. That's perfectly fine with me. Or if it keeps moving up very slowly over time, again, that's totally fine with me as well. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a ton. We're on the road to 1,000. Also, if you can like the video, again, that helps the algorithm out. If you're shopping on eBay, I have an affiliate link in the description down below. You can click it, do your shopping. It's at no extra cost, so it helps out me and the channel. With that said, thank you guys for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.